That's Margot Robbie, the Queensland farm kid who co-founded a production company at 23, bet on a pink movie nobody believed in, and is now building one of the most interesting creative businesses in the industry. Drivers, take a seat. This is the untold story of Margot Robbie. She's quietly building one of the most powerful production empires in Hollywood. Okay, before you scroll past, this is not another Wuthering Heights video. This is not about the film, this is not even about the fashion, even though we love it. This is about the business brain behind Margot Robbie. So, who is she? Margot Robbie is a 35-year-old Australian actress. We've all seen her in Barbie, Harley Quinn, Tonya Harding, but that's only half the picture. The more interesting half is that she co-founded a production company called LuckyChap Entertainment that's produced some of the most critically and commercially successful films of the last decade. Let's rewind. She didn't grow up with industry connections. Margot Robbie was raised on a farm in Queensland by a single mother, and by 16, she was working not one, not two, but 3 jobs. Her career break came on the Australian soap Neighbours. With over 300 episodes, that's the kind of actor training that teaches you everything about staying sharp and showing up. Fast forward to 2012. She flies herself to LA, not on anyone's invitation, on her own decision. And within a year, she had one of the most talked about scenes in one of the most talked about films of the decade. Now, here's the moment that changes everything. It's 2014, she's 23, she just acted alongside Leonardo DiCaprio, and she could have spent the next decade saying yes to whatever came her way. But no. Instead, she sits down with her then-boyfriend, now husband, Tom Ackerley, and 2 friends, and they start a production company called LuckyChap Entertainment. Their mission? To make female-driven stories that Hollywood wasn't otherwise making. She actually later said, "There's only so much you can do as an actor. As a producer, you get to be part of conversations about who is being hired, in what roles, and how much they're getting paid." That is not a passive observation. That right there is strategy. What follows pretty much speaks for itself. I, Tonya, Promising Young Woman, Saltburn, Barbie, a film that she actually had to fight to make because the studios told her that men would never watch.
The first time I read the Barbie script, my reaction was, oh, this is so good. What a shame. It will never see the light of day.
They were wrong. She was right. 1.4 billion, top 14 movies worldwide.
Global ticket sales for the hit movie topping $1 billion over the weekend, becoming just the second movie to pass the mark this year.
Now, let's talk numbers. I want to start with the one that actually matters the least, her net worth. It is currently estimated at around 60 million. And if you're thinking, wait, is that it? You're asking the right question. Because Jennifer Aniston, 320 million. Julia Roberts, 200 million. Angelina Jolie, 120 million. But these women built those numbers over 25 to 30-year careers collecting acting fees. Margot, on the other hand, is only 35 years old, and the 60 million doesn't even capture what LuckyChap is worth as a company. And what's even more interesting is that 60 million is almost entirely from one deal, a backend producer deal on Barbie. She structured it so that when the film made 1.4 billion, she made 50 million out of it. That is not how an actress gets paid. That is how a founder gets paid. And she's reinvesting. LuckyChap just launched an international division partnering with European media company Mediawine. Confirmed deals include a Notions franchise prequel, a Tim Burton film. This is a company with serious momentum. Here's the comparison that actually matters. Reese Witherspoon actually pioneered the actress-producer model. In 2021, she sold her production company, Hello Sunshine, at 900 million valuation. Overnight, she wasn't just a successful actress, she was a media mogul. So what's different with Margot? She changed her playbook at the age of 23. She's only 35 and she's only just getting started. So, what's the actual takeaway from Margot Robbie's story? It's not work harder. She was already doing that at 16. It's not get lucky. She made a deliberate decision at 23 to stop being a passenger in her own career. The lesson is this. At some point, the most powerful thing you can do isn't to get better at your job. It's to get a seat at the table where the decisions about you get made. If you enjoyed that and learned something today, subscribe for more. Every episode in this series is the story you didn't know you needed to hear. I'll see you next time.